Hey everybody, welcome back. So today we're going to talk about eggs. The egg on the left here is a caged egg that you would get from the grocery store. The egg on the right is an egg here from our homestead. And so I really want to talk about this with a little bit of nuance because I know when a lot of people do these comparisons, they only want to talk about what it looks like and what it tastes like. But I really want to give you the empirical data here, and I want to know what we're really talking about from a nutrient density standpoint on both a biological value level and a macro-micro level. So stay with me. So I think first things first, we should talk about the differences. So a caged egg like this is grown from a chicken that was grown and raised completely indoors and has a cage that is approximately 8.5 inches by 11 inches. So this chicken literally stays in a cage its entire life that's the size of a standard piece of paper. That is what it is to be a caged egg. Now this is technically a pasture-raised egg, but really there's no definition for that in the literature. The best thing we can come up with is free range according to the USDA and industry standards. The definition is birds that have access to both indoor and outdoor accommodations. And by access, that doesn't mean that they can go outside, but they have access to it. So that could be a peephole that they can stick their head out and it's outdoors. Obviously here in the homestead, we don't do that. As you can see, here in the homestead, our flock has complete free range. They can go 10, 15 acres, no problem. Nobody's going to tell them where they can't and can't go. So they have all this access, and obviously their coop is over there. It has solar lights on it. It has beds, nesting boxes for them. So they, for all intents and purposes, can go wherever they want. This is truly what free-range pasture should mean, pasture raised, but however, unfortunately for the literature, there is no empirical definition in which you can certify through the United States Department of Agriculture. I hope that makes sense. So based upon the best definitions we have, according to the U.S. Department of Agriculture, free range basically means the chicken has access to indoor and outdoor accommodations, and by access, that doesn't mean they can go outside. Like I said, they can stick their head out. But let's say we have, for example, something that's HVAC certified humane. That means that the minimum requirement for free range would be 2 square feet. That's it. So given that this is the industry standard, what does that do and change as far as the dietary nutrient density content? So based upon what we know from a study that was conducted, we know that something that's considered pasture raised under, if you're looking for the law on that, it's going to be HR 3798. We know that free range eggs have 1/3 less cholesterol, 1/4 less saturated fat, 2/3 more vitamin A, 200% more omega-3s, 300% more vitamin E, and 700% more beta carotene. So just by that industry standard of allowing them to have access both indoor and outdoor, and let's say each chicken only gets 2 feet of minimum space, you are seeing huge returns on investment from a nutrient density standpoint. And that's if you were going by the minimum standards. So what does that say about somebody like myself that allows their flock to completely pasture raise, walk wherever they want, unlimited access to high quality food, fresh water? What does that say about that? And unfortunately, I've looked through all the empirical studies and data, and I have not found one study that's been conducted. And I think a lot of that has to do with the egg lobby. Why in the hell would you put out that kind of information to show the benefits from backyard chickens? That would literally put the nail in the coffin for big plant and animal agriculture. I mean, the results speak for themselves. There's a reason why the egg lobby refuses to have any certifiable studies done on backyard chickens, backyard ducks, because the results would be devastating. You would literally dismantle an entire industry overnight if people really knew how much more nutrient dense their foods could be. I mean, let's just put this into perspective here, just for a second. Just humor me here. So, an egg that was grown in subpar conditions of, let's say, 2 feet, right? 2 feet with access to indoors and outdoors has 700% more beta carotene than a caged egg. Think about that. It takes 7 caged eggs to equal the beta carotene of one chicken that is only allotted 2 feet of space in indoor-outdoor accommodations. Imagine how much beta carotene is in my flock, who has unlimited access to fresh water, high quality food, and can go and move as they please. Like I said, the results literally speak for themselves. Like I said, guys, there's always more than what meets the eye. Not all food is created equal. That is just a fact. I'm going to leave a diagram in here for you guys to take a look at. And as always, all my sources will be cited in the description box below. Now bear with me. We're going to crack these open. And show you what they look like. You can already see the color difference. So just by looking at it, we can tell a huge difference here. So this is the egg from my homestead. You see that circle right there, and you can see the blood vessels on the right. This is a fertilized egg because I have roosters and I have fertilized eggs here on the homestead. Right here we see that it's just a very light colored egg, and even the yolk doesn't stay intact very well. So you can tell there's a huge quality difference. You know, I crack the eggs the same way. Right here, this egg right here, it stays together, it's intact. It's a very hearty, very good looking egg. This one right here, as soon as you put it in the glass, it just falls apart. It has no good coloring to it. You can tell that this is an unhealthy egg versus a healthy egg from the homestead. So this is a view of the caged egg from underneath. As you can see, the yolk isn't held together very well. It's just kind of sloshing there in the egg whites. That's a caged egg. And then the egg from our homestead here, take an underneath view of it. You can see the egg yolk is held together, it's intact, it's healthy, it's not sloshing around. That is how an egg is supposed to look like, guys. Like I said, there is a huge quality difference and a huge visual difference. And I think that goes hand in hand with the nutrient density of the egg. So now the only thing left to do is to cook them up and give them a taste. And I think you guys already know how that's going to be, but we'll do it for giggles. So we're going to cook the caged egg first. We're going to take our pan here and we're just going to do a quick spray with some canola oil. Just like that. We're going to add no salt, no pepper. We're just going to eat the eggs as is. So right here we have the homestead egg, we have the caged egg, and we're going to cook the caged egg first. We're not going to do anything special with it. We're just going to cook it up and give it a shot. So we have the caged egg right here. It's cooked, no salt, no pepper. We're going to go ahead and clean this out thoroughly, and then we'll cook our homestead egg. So here we go, got a clean pan, clean spatula for no cross-contamination. We're going to put a little bit of canola oil in there, and we will now cook the homestead egg. Now we're going to include our homestead egg. As you can see, it's very easy to tell the difference. We're going to start cooking this thing up. And one thing I can tell already is how strong the yolk is. I mean, it moves with, as I'm moving, it moves with the pan. There's definitely a quality difference between the caged egg and the homestead egg. I mean, there's no doubt it even cooks differently. All right, so we're gonna put that on our plate and we're gonna taste the difference. All right, no salt, no pepper. We're gonna go with our caged egg first here. So the egg doesn't taste bad. It tastes like tastes like any other egg, but since I'm used to eating the homestead stuff, right off the bat I can tell the difference, no doubt. So I washed the fork, I got a cup of water here I'm going to drink out of. Trying to get as much cross-contamination away as possible. Oh yeah. I mean, you can just... Here we go. I mean, to me, it goes without saying, guys. I mean, if you never had the difference, you don't know. But there's a huge difference in taste. And most importantly, regardless, let's say there wasn't, there's a huge difference in nutrient density. This egg right here, literally, if we're holding it to the lowest standard possible for what it is to be free range, has 700 times more beta carotene than this one. I mean, let's just look at this from a scientific standpoint. This egg right here, if I hold it to lowest standard for free range, it's going to have 300% more vitamin E, 200% more omega-3s, 2/3 more vitamin A, 1/4 less saturated fat, 1/3 less cholesterol. You know what I mean? Like, literally think about that for a second. And I guarantee you this homestead egg has way higher nutrition than what we have seen with empirical data of just the, the free range. So that's something to think about just from a nutrient density standpoint. 7 of these to equal 1 of these if we're holding this to the lowest standard possible. So there you have it, guys. Hope you guys like this video. I look forward to see you guys on the next one as always. Long live the Republic. That last one doesn't do it justice. These are the real heroes here. Out there scratching, getting those bugs, pasture raising, living their best life. And as always, guys, long live the Republic.